Hello, everybody. I hope I didn't blow everybody's eardrums out. New place, a lot of different stuff this week, and a heck of an Xfinity race that was old school until it was overtime and not old school. How are we doing, everybody? I see in the chat a lot of people saying Larson got robbed. So before anything else, leave out of 10 what you thought about this race. Oh, tinny audio. Wonderful. Hold on. Let's see. How about now? Are we all good? I will admit a lot of stuff's different, so I'm double checking to make sure I get everything. It's muffled. I had little kids messing with the mic before we went live, and now it's messed up. So I will try and fix it. Bear with it. If people keep bitching about it, just, I don't know, tell them I'm working on it. I'm trying. I have frosting all over my hand. And Larson cussed in the interview, and CW completely missed when it came to when it came to the censorship of it, which I found hysterically funny. Let me see. I just want to make sure the audio isn't terrible for you guys. More. How about now? Is it better? Let me know. Is it better? I'm on the road. I will admit this is not going to be a normal post-race stream. If you can see here, where's it at? My dad to be pin. Okay, yeah, I fixed it. Yes, on-air production meetings always are great. Yeah, so much blue. But yeah, I have this little pin here with a little dragon on it. It says "Daddy to be." So I'm having a good day. Everybody else in there is having a good day today. And I thought in general, even though it was a really spread out race, I thought it was a really, really fun and really good race. And of course, can't talk about this race without the oranges with Justin Allgaier getting the win in overtime over technically not Kyle Larson in second, obviously, but over Kyle Larson in that last restart. And with it, and wow, thank you.
You're welcome.
You might as well come on over here. Uncle to be.
What's up?
This is my brother, Riley. You might remember him on NWP when we were interviewing Ryan Blaney. Here, I'll just throw that over here. So thank you to my brother for that one. That is his YouTube channel name, just user profile, whatever we want to go with. Yes, and yeah, let's see. Spam 12s for Riley.
Yeah, twitch.tv/Squid Manson.
Okay, let's not do too shameless productions, but yeah, spam 12 for Riley. Thank you, by the way. I never get to really thank people for super chats in person. They're spamming all the 12s for that really awesome Ryan Blaney hat. But let's talk about the race itself here. We'll all sit there in the corner like a silent guy on you're like one of those silent people on like YouTube shorts and TikToks where they just sit there and watch a interesting thing that's going on. But Justin Allgaier gets the win by 0.348 seconds over Sam Mayer in a race that was 2 hours, and I think it's edited now, but about 2 hours, 34 minutes long. 6 cautions for 31 laps, 19 lead changes. Allgaier winning the race over Mayer. Austin Hill in third. Kyle Larson dominates the day. 132 laps of the 201, 2, 3. You let me know in the chat how many laps it ended up actually being. I will fully admit I was not able to keep as close a track as the finer details today. But Larson comes home fourth in a race he should have won. Sheldon Creed comes home fifth. Then Love, Jones, Sanchez, Dye, and Carson Quapple, the top 10. And the last one, the lead lap, Harrison Burton. Another solid run for Harrison Burton and that AM Racing team. Just they keep knocking off these top 15 finishes. And in the Xfinity Series, that might be all you need to do. Connor Zilic has a pit penalty for men over the wall too soon. Not, I think, the tire going over, if I'm not mistaken. So he is the first one lap down in the 12th spot. Then you got Thompson, Poole, and Jeb Burton, the top 15. Bonsignor, I love saying that name, is 16th. He had an eventful day for sure. Parker Retzlaff, 1 lap down, 17th. Alfredo, Josh Williams, still battling pneumonia 3 weeks later. guts out another top 20 finish, a decent run for him with what he's been going through. Ryan Ellis, the top 20, 1 lap down. Sammy Smith, 21st, 2 laps down. Then Ryan Sieg, 22nd, 23rd, Taylor Gray, 24th, William Sawalich, Blaine Perkins, 25th, and Jeremy Clements, 26th. 27th, 3 laps down for Kyle Sieg, had a lap led today at least, got his TV time. Old Brad Perez, 3 down in 28th. 29th, Joey Gase. Then Maya Snyder rounds out the top 30. 4 laps down for Garrett Smithley in 31st. Chris Wright, another day, at least from what I could catch, that he didn't run into people he's run into before. He's 32nd, 4 laps down. Patrick Emmerling, 33rd, 35th, or 34th, I should say, is 5 laps down for Leland Honeyman, 5 down for Mason Maggio as well in 35th position, not 34th. 36th out of the race at the end, Matt Benedetto. Then Corey Heim, 37th out, and Christian Eckes out of the race as well. Let's put the finishing order on the bottom for the 2025 Hard Rock Bet 300. I am almost certain I spelled somebody's name wrong. So let me know if I did. And again, I'm going to say it's not going to be a normal post race. I don't have point by point of a lot of different things that happen. I have the stage finishes. I have what I thought of the general racing. And I know a lot of people are going to complain about the overtime finish, and it sucks. It was funny. I was talking to some people going in and out of here before I was going to go live after the regulation finish would have been. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think I have much to talk about. Not much really happened. There was just little things here and there. And you know what? It's been a pretty dominated race. I don't think many people would really want to talk about it. And then I'm like, and something happens. Somebody crashes. The 54 car of Gray goes around, bringing out the overtime. I'm just going to say it. Kyle Larson in regulation put a whooping on him. He had, I think, a 15 or 14 second lead, something crazy like that. He had lapped all the way up to the 5th position. I think had he been going just balls to the wall the whole time, he could have probably lapped up to 3rd. It was everything we expected Kyle Larson to do. But as is the case with so many Xfinity races and overtime restarts, 16 seconds. Thank you, Nick. 16-second lead. And it's really, it's really funny where he's at right here.
W Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, a Jeff Gordon type of day. And how about that Sieg plus 15 on the cut line? Thank you, Blue Jimmy. We had to turn it off because I cannot figure out how to mute this TV because I'm tech illiterate when it comes to other people's TVs and stuff like that. Okay. Watch out. You said you'd be quiet. We're all good. We're all good. But man, it was pure domination today for Kyle Larson until it wasn't. 16-second lead, all of that. And I know a lot of people complain about that. They'll say, no, I don't like these races that are that strung out. Credit to NASCAR not throwing some BS caution before that. I don't think they would have thrown a BS caution for it because it's a good story. Kyle Larson's one of your, best drivers out there. And coming down to Xfinity, he should lead the field. He should be up front. The fact that the truck race was so much of a question was actually kind of insane. And it was funny when he said shit, which I think is completely fine. I know there's going to be like that 1 or 2 commenters that are like, no, you can't say that. And CW completely missed it. I'll comment this on CW as well, because listen, we're going to talk about probably just the big points that I could catch today. We'll be more in depth about the Cup race tomorrow, so be sure to watch that. The CW, I thought in general, at least from the half of the race that I was listening to the full audio with the remote booth, which I'm not a fan of and I'm not advocating for, I will say this about the CW. It kind of, I don't know if went off without a hitch, just because I didn't hear any of the audio stuff or any of the production stuff in the first half of the race for the most part. I watched it on mute. But I'll say this. Thank you again, Riley. But I'll say this about it. It seemed like they didn't miss a beat in the booth. The booth has chemistry. Those 3 guys up there, Adam Alexander, Jamie McMurray, Parker Kligerman, have real chemistry together. And it's something we've been missing a lot of times. It wasn't the greatest one. And I think we've been I don't know if spoiled's the right way to put it, but we've definitely been accustomed to a better broadcast. But I thought it was pretty decent, all things considered, with what they were going up against. And CW, you guys are saying, is interviewing the sixth place driver, is showing the points, is going in depth like they should. I'm interested, again, keep that momentum through the rest of the year. Keep it going into 2026. I don't like the remote booth. I don't. And I know that going down to Miami, that probably costs a lot for the production team and all of that. But there's just something that you get information-wise better when you have those guys at the chat. And thanks again. Dude, you know you could just hand me the money like in person, right? Well, yeah. But you got to give that as well. You got to give them credit for dealing with something that broadcasters shouldn't be put into that with. That late restart, you know, a lot of people be mad at Mayer, and I think that's an inexperienced thing, or just maybe a youth thing. Just patience. Patience is needed, and we've seen that with Sam Mayer, where he has all the talent in the world. He was one of the few guys that could run up there with Kyle Larson head to head in a car that was better. Let's be honest, it's a Hendrick powered car. It was better. You know, they're saying like W brother and everything like that. You don't need to thumbs down him. There you go. This, you know, I was just thinking, you have not been on one of my post race streams since Chicagoland 2018 slide job. Yeah. You and me did that 10 minutes before the rain came in and completely ruined the internet broadcast. For anyone who's been a long time viewer of the channel,
you won't remember shit about me.
No, well, you might. No, because the slide job deal, that was a huge deal, Raul.
Was that the race with like that big storm
where the storm rolled through after?
That knocked me off that ladder?
No, that was the next year.
Oh, okay.
But he's been on for that one, and then you were on the Blaney interview, so you're pretty memorable. But yes, you are. But I'll say, you know, again, a lot of people probably aren't crazy about these races that get way spread out and all of that stuff with it. And then they're not crazy about Mayer, and they're not crazy that somebody. If it was anyone other than Allgaier, people would be up in arms and be like, you know, this dude doesn't deserve it. Mickey win, all of that stuff. And to me, I get it. And I think later in the year, this stuff is going to bug me a lot more. Kyle Larson deserves it, but it's kind of what I said when Almirola knocked Bowman out of the way. And it's not me being a Hendrick hater saying this. You know, I'm looking around this garage, and there's plenty of Hendrick diecasts of Dale Earnhardt Jr. in here. You know, I don't have as much sympathy for the leeches. I really don't. I don't have as much sympathy when Cup guys come down and then the Xfinity guys win. And it's not me playing favorites. I'm a big Kyle Larson fan and advocate. I like Kyle Larson being able to perform in any series. And I think that anyone who can hold a candle to him in the lower series, or any of the Cup guys for that matter, whether it's Alex Bowman, who's on the pole tomorrow, whether it's, you know, whether it's Dale Earnhardt Jr. back in the day, whether it's Chase Elliott, Kyle Busch when he would race, it's not like they're bushwhacking every week anymore. There's a lot of races they're not allowed to race in. They're not allowed to race for sure in the playoff races. There's plenty of chances that we get all Xfinity guys. And the Cup guys don't come down to the numbers they used to, and they don't at the same time dominate the win column as much. Whether it's something that happens late in the race, like with Kyle Larson, or if the Xfinity guys and their equipment are just that much better at times, and they've caught up with a lot of Cup ones. It's different driving a Cup next gen race car compared to a basically COT Xfinity car. And don't get me wrong, it wasn't a smart move, I think, on Mayer to do that. I think he could have got a much better finish had he just had some patience. He probably, you know, well, I guess not probably much better, but he would have had, I'd say, a closer finish. He finished second, so maybe he would have actually won and made the move on Kyle Larson into the corner. And at that point, he probably, he either would have crashed or we would have won a race, because that's just the duality of Sam Mayer is checkers or wreckers. Look at last year. He won a couple of those races at the same time. He had like 9 or 10 DNFs. And we're like, questioning, like, why is this guy not getting moved to Cup? And it's like, well, he keeps freaking wrecking. And thank you, Rainmaker, for the good hat. My mom got it for me for Christmas, and it finally came in the mail. So we both have good hats. We got the 8 hat and we got the good hat with the 12, which I believe Ryan Blaney is Jets pick to win tomorrow, because he would not pick Kyle Larson. My God, Riley. Throwing money around like he's, owns the Ritz. But overall, like, I think, I said yesterday, I was surprised how good the truck race was, as I get frosting all over my hand again. Thank you. I'm saying, there you go. And then there's Nick again. Sorry, this is going to be fun. And thank you, Frank, fan since day one. You the man. I appreciate you the man too, Frank.
I'm a fan since before this channel.
But kind of talking about some other stuff here, because there wasn't too awful much that a lot of people are going to talk about other than the big moments, like the finish, like some of the other stuff. The first stage, I'll say this, was definitely a very topsy-turvy one as well. You had a lot of people, making their way up, going back. You had spins here, cautions left and right. And it sort of slowed down as it went, a lot of wall ripping, a lot of that, just classic Homestead racing. And not every Homestead race is going to be a banger. I think that's something else I want to take away from it. Not every single one of these races is going to be the 2024 fall race, that Homestead playoff race that was, in my opinion, I would say personally, from start to finish, clean racing wise, good finish, all of that, I think might either be the best or one of the top 3 best next gen races yet. And so we're not always going to get that. I thought the truck race was surprisingly good. I thought it was going to be the worst race of the weekend. I personally think the Xfinity race was a step lower. I can put a poll up there actually, if you want. And we can see. So let's start the poll here. Better race. I'm going to say trucks personally, but I know a lot of people have a popular winner here. They might say otherwise. But let's put Xfinity or trucks. I still think the Cup race is going to be the best race of the weekend at this point. Okay, Rao. I'm going to go trucks on this one. Poll is up, and it is very much in the corner of the trucks, which I get it. I still, again, think this is a pretty good race, all things considered. I apologize, I don't know all the details. More important things to do today than to completely key in on everything. So it's going to be probably a bit of a shorter stream, and it's been a different one. But I appreciate you guys coming on in and everything. There's some other things. Yes, he can see the chat. Some other things I guess we can follow. Brandon Jones, 97 race winless streak. If you remember, he probably could have or should have won that race that Ty Gibbs took him out in back in 2022, 2021 at Martinsville. Martinsville's next one up. So that's something to watch. I did not get the points. I do know stage wise, that it was a really strong day for a couple of guys. Sam Mayer, 2nd and 5th in the stages. The Siegs got 2nd and 3rd in stage 1. Of course, Justin Allgaier, top 10 in both stages. Looking at some of the others here, you got Sheldon Creed, Jesse Love, Austin Hill getting stage points, some of the best ones out there getting it. Again, I have not seen the points. 2022. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. I did not see the points, but I have a feeling it's about what we would expect. The guy you're going to start to see the separation. You're going to see the separation of the guys who are the real championship contenders, the guys who are a skosh lower, but are definitely guys who should be in the playoffs. And then you're going to see that battle of the border when it comes to who's in, who's out. So there, Jesus Christ, there is a lot when it comes to that. And thank you, Scott. Says, hey, Jarrett, when are you and your wife expecting your baby to be born? I want to say congratulations in advance to you, your wife, and Riley, too. I pray everything will go well. So June 8th is the due date. We are really excited, Uncle.
Scott in the chat. W. Scott in the chat.
We got, yeah, he's excited too. Okay. he trust me. I agree. Danny Dye, 10 points back. So you're going to see that scrum, but I appreciate it. Thank you. Doing well. June 8th at the moment. So early June, late May, it's going to be hit, touch, and go. If I just up and disappear from a live stream like NWP or one of these doesn't go off, that's probably why. And I appreciate the congratulations as well. KJ Productions here saying, yo, Jarrett, how many races has your favorite racers in each of the top 3 series won so far? I'm curious. So I don't really have any favorites. I know people in these series now. So I guess 0, if you want to say favorites, like Carson Hocevar, great guy. I would count, I guess him as my favorite if I had to, or McDowell maybe, is one of the guys that's one of my favorites. Raja, friend of the channel, hasn't won any yet, been a slow start to the year. And then, Xfinity wise, I don't really like or hate either way each one. So I guess 0. My favorite guy retired and I never really moved on. I get my 1 or 2 Dale Jr. races a year when he comes back in the Xfinity series, but nothing really too much so far. But so far, I'll say this. Like, if this is one of the races that people are going to be kind of down on, it's been a pretty good season then so far. And we're not going to have bangers every single one. I really think that we're going to have, I think we're going to have a lot of fun stuff to come. But let's get to some of the super chats. I see we've gotten to so many of them. Reverend Rasheem Stewart, we'll start with you for the 2. Kyle Larson is a top 10 all-time NASCAR driver. I can't say I agree yet, just because I want to see his career play out. I think he has a potential to be, because, I mean, look at some of the others. I'd say Kyle Busch, as much as people disagree, I think talent-wise, results and career-wise, probably a top 10 guy. Kevin Harvick for sure is one. For the longest time, guys like Rusty Wallace could be counted, in that. Lee Petty, with the accomplishments that he had. I can't put him there yet. He's quickly rising for sure, but I can't put him there yet. I think by the end of his career, though, he could be top 10 all-time in wins if he were to race long-term. Thing is, if Kyle Larson, it's been rumored that he's willing to retire from NASCAR in the next 4 or 5 years to go dirt racing if stuff doesn't change the way that he would agree with. And at that point, you can't really count it, because at that point, he's just another driver where we all had a lot of potential. So I'm not going to say all time just yet. I think he has the potential to be. I would put him maybe as a top 25, 30 driver easily. I don't remember where I put him in the top 75 list, but that was like 2 years ago or so. So thank you, Riley, W Brother Front Row Seat Mofo, for the 20, and then left a super sticker for the 5, and left another super sticker, and then said, no, I don't think I will. I think when someone was like saying something else, and then left another 99 cents, and then left another $9.99 super sticker, and then said W Taker for the 5.
Hey, you missed one.
I did?
Yep.
Oh, and I missed this one. $2. I appreciate all of that. Thank you. It's okay. It's all right. I know the chat's entertained. And my mom's in the chat too. Pizza's here. Nick made some good pies. Wrap it up. All right, I will, Mom. I promise.
Pizza.
Yeah. Trust me. I love a lot of things about the South, but their Italian food and pizza. Hold on. Riley, let me talk. Their Italian food and pizzas are not as good as the Midwest, and especially like Illinois, where all the Italians live. Like Rockford, way better. I love their stuff, and that's no disrespect to the food in the South. They got their own stuff pretty damn good. They're hot chicken in Nashville. Woo! I love it. Get some Hattie B's. But when it comes to the Midwest and Rockford and Illinois, you gotta get yourself some Italian food and pizza. Yeah. Mama Galatas. Yes. Then the shameless, like they would never have to pay for a sponsorship. If they wanted it, they could get it. Mama Galata's pasta sauce. Amazing. Darth Newton says NASCAR on the CW is way better than NASCAR on Fox. Right with you. Totally agree.
Wait, it's on like CW, like the Flash CW?
Yeah. Okay. I want to put this. This is interesting because Riley, you have the take of somebody who is kind of, and I mean, no offense to this, you're a NASCAR normie. Like you don't know about NASCAR. You're a total casual. Yeah. Like you watch every now and then to see how Blaney's doing, but you're not going to watch every week. So I kind of want your take on this.
Oh God.
So NASCAR's new TV deal is interesting. So of course they're stuck with Fox Sports 1 for trucks. At Cup they have Fox and FS1, so Fox Sports and NBC Sports has come back. And then they have races on TNT in the summer and Prime Video.
That's so much.
I know.
That would like confuse a normal NASCAR fan.
Okay, I want to let you know I don't talk to my brother at all about NASCAR. And if you heard him, he said, that's so much and it would confuse any NASCAR fan, like if they're not paying attention to it. And so then the XFINITY series, which is what we watched today, is the second tier series, of course. They're on the CW the entire season. One channel broadcast. CW's pushing a lot to make their sports broadcasting on par with like Fox, NBC.
The rest of their channel is like...
Well, and then they also have like ACC football and they have other sports like that. So I guess I could ask you, like, as somebody who doesn't watch NASCAR, normal, right in the middle, Gen Z, does it move the needle at all for you as somebody who's not a diehard NASCAR fan?
What do you mean?
Or does it move the needle like you'd be more likely or able to watch it?
If it's on the CW?
It's on the CW, any of them.
I'd be less likely to watch it.
And why?
Oh.
And I guess come up to the mic a little bit if you want.
I'll talk about it. The CW is known for making The Flash and a bunch of other shows.
Well, they know that.
Yes. But those shows are trash after a certain while.
There's going to be so many people mad.
They are trying. I can obviously tell that the CW is trying so hard to keep their... Okay, Jesus.
It's a weird mic.
They are trying so hard to keep their channel stable that they are like taking anybody in. I don't know. I mean... To be honest, the people that watch CW are the same people that would never watch NASCAR.
And maybe that's why they're, I will say, I get the idea of why they're reaching out. And to be fair, XFINITY ratings have been up about 15% this year on CW because they were mostly on cable last year or they were put on bad times and stuff like that. So like, I get that take, but I only put Riley saying that because Riley isn't going to know the ins and outs of NASCAR. Like, nope. But at the same time, you're also somebody that NASCAR would want to get interested in some way. And when you go to races, you love it.
People would definitely get interested with seeing that on the CW, but like the main people that watch CW are like comic nerds. So like,
but to be fair,
comic nerds or like drama TV lovers, like soap opera people, and the comic people might watch it, but soap opera people would definitely not.
So I figured I'd put Riley there because, again, you might not agree with them, but to take that a lot of people, I think, we're in our bubble in NASCAR. So there is that. I just figured really fun. Exactly. Jimmy. Where? And Blue Jimmy, long time friend of the channel. Blue Jimmy.
Blue Jimmy.
Yeah. Finishing out.
On Nickelodeon.
Well, they did the NFL on Nickelodeon for playoff games.
Yeah, but actually, I think it would be funny having SpongeBob and Patrick voice over in NASCAR.
I was just thinking.
There's a crash. They're all crashing into the field.
There's it's like the one with Dale Jr. and Jimmy Johnson when they crashed at the end of the Dagger race when Vickers crashed them and they play that clip of Patrick. That's not what he was trying to cook. Oh, Russell Wilson. Andrew Winslow, who is Sal in here says the big loser, RSS Racing. No 1-2 in stage 1. Sad fan here. I'm sorry, bud. There was hope. The hope was there.
And it was lost.
Mr. Squidward. And then I should let you know, since he wasn't in here, at least on the super chat side, I'm having trouble with the chat a little bit on my end. There's a guy who has a picture of Patrick in here who leaves super chats, and it's West Virginia, and it's a picture from the episode where they're playing the game like West. I thought you said West. Or like East. I thought you said West. This was definitely a different one. We'll be live tomorrow after the NASCAR Cup Series race. Should be a pretty fun race, all things considered. I can't wait to see it in there. The stream should probably be up after stage 1, I would say. Just let you guys hang out a little bit more. So if you want to, come on in. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. I'm going to go have some good pizza and good Italian food. And Soupy Spirit, last second super chat with the 10 says races like this one are why the playoff system is good. It simulates how a race can go sometimes. Dominate for the majority and something out of your control ends your chance at victory. I can't tell if you're serious or being sarcastic, because I know a lot of people leave the same kind of ones, both serious and sarcastic. But I'll say this. I get why people would like that. But I don't want that on a season-long platform. That's just me though. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming in. Enjoy your Saturday night. Have some fun. And we'll be live after the Cup race in Homestead tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody. Have a good one. Later.